Hey guys, this is Chris Dewey, and I've got some important information to share with you about the major changes in Medicare January 1st of this coming year, January 1st, 2020, and how that's going to affect the Medicare supplement plan availability going forward. If you currently have the Plan F or the Plan G, the Plan F or the Plan G, stick around. You're definitely going to want to watch this. This pertains to you. We're going to look specifically at the MACRA bill, which was passed in 2015, and how that's going to affect your Medicare supplement plan. More importantly, how it's already started, and we have the data to show you. Okay, guys, let's take a simplistic look at what causes a rate increase. The Plan F has historically had claims experience that's been much worse than the rest of the Medicare supplements, all the plans put together. That's because Plan F gives you first dollar coverage. There's no deductible. So people tend to overutilize it. They're incentivized to, every time they get a headache or any kind of, they go to the chiropractors. They take full advantage of, they have no out of pocket. So studies have found that the Plan F has much more higher claims and therefore higher rate increases. So let's see here. The health questions are all the same. So when you go through underwriting, I don't care if it's the Plan F, the Plan G, doesn't matter. Those health questions are standardized for Medicare for all the different carriers. Guaranteed issue, that's a big one. And what guaranteed issue means, it's not open enrollment when you get your Part B for the first time. Guaranteed issues if you lose your group insurance and you have A and B, and you have the option of going on a Medicare supplement with no health questions asked. The insurance companies have to take you, and up until January 1st of 2020, all those guaranteed issue, those sick people, the uncertainty of who these people that lost their group coverage or they lost their Medicare Advantage plan insurance, the plan discontinued, they had the guaranteed issue. My neighbor Tom had a Medicare Advantage plan with it was almost like Acme Insurance. Yeah, it was a real generic name. And he had major health issues, lots of, breathing, heart, all kinds of stuff. So Tom came to me and said, "Oh no, Chris, this is awful. My Medicare Advantage plan is being discontinued." I said, "Tom, you mentioned you might have to have heart surgery. This is the best thing since sliced bread." So we were able to get him a guaranteed issue, no health questions asked. To make a long story short, the next couple of years, he was in and out of the hospital, probably millions of dollars that the supplement and Medicare paid for him. But the thing is, you get Plan F. It was the only option, the only game in town. When you got guaranteed issue, the only thing you could get was Plan F, which is the most expensive and most comprehensive. So that's the uncertainty. That's why the Plan F rates are so much higher. The rate increase is so much higher. There's a lot of uncertainty. That's a big mystery. Who are these people that are getting the guaranteed issue? Insurance companies have to take them. So Plan G, claims experience is a little bit better. There's a Part B deductible. It's $185 this year. And with that deductible, people tend not to go to the doctors as much. Claims experience is better. Therefore, the rates have been not as bad, but they're catching up. Obviously, health questions for the Plan G, across all plans, those health questions are the same. Now, I will say some carriers have stricter underwriting guidelines, and therefore they have a healthier pool of people, and typically their rates aren't going to go up as much, okay? So the Plan G has always been the go-to plan over the last, 2014, 15, because the sick people, the uncertainty, that we don't know where these people that lose their group coverage, we can't ask them health questions, we have to take them. So anyway, what's happening? January 1st, right here, Plan G is now going to have a guaranteed issue component. Just like the Plan F before it, the Plan G is going to have a guaranteed issue. So all those people that lose their coverage or that lose their union or group coverage, they are now going to automatically be enrolled in the Plan G, the guaranteed issue. And that's going to be a problem, and they've already built that into the rates. If you've noticed, and I'm going to show you after, the Plan G rates are they're better than the F, but not by much anymore. So because again, you're going to have uncertainty, a group of people that, like Tom, lots of sickness there, that are automatically pushed into the G because they have a guaranteed issue circumstance where they lost their coverage or their Medicare Advantage plan went bankrupt or just left the area. So that's another opportunity. So if these people have an agent that's knowledgeable like myself, they are going to say, hey, this is your chance to get a Medicare supplement. It's going to be a Plan G. And just remember, there's a lot of uncertainty there. So moving forward, Plan N, much better claims experience. There is a $185 deductible, but there's also a small copay for doctor visits, very small, and we're going to go into that after. But the Plan N, the big difference, and if you've noticed, well, you bet you haven't, I'm going to show you, the Plan N rates are dramatically over, especially over the last year and a half, much lower. So where we used to tell everybody, I have not sold a Plan F. I've sold one Plan F in 5 years. If your agent has you on a plan, still has you on a Plan F, if they hadn't put you on the Plan G in the last 4 or 5 years, you need to call me, okay? And or at least set up an appointment and let me see what we're looking at. So again, guaranteed issue. So the Plan N does not have a guaranteed issue component. Same health questions, underwriting. It does, again, it's much better claims experience, healthier people. There's people don't use their coverage as much with the Plan N because, again, there's a small. So guys, just remember, never before has the Plan G had to account for the big unknown, and that is the guaranteed issue mystery. How much is it going to cost the insurance companies? So, as of January 1st, 2020, Plan G is going to have that guaranteed issue component, and that's the big mystery. And that's how much is it going to be for the insurance companies? How much are they going to have to eat? Plans are already starting to factor that in. They have been factoring that in for the last year and a half. And I'm going to show you in a second what the rates look like. So moving forward, Plan N, much better claims experience. There is a $185 deductible, but there's also a small copay for doctor visits, very small. And we're going to go into that after. But the Plan N, the big difference, and if you've noticed, well, you bet you haven't, I'm going to show you, the Plan N rates are dramatically over, especially over the last year and a half, much lower. So where we used to tell everybody, I have not sold a Plan F. I've sold one Plan F in 5 years. If your agent has you on a plan, still has you on a Plan F, if they hadn't put you on the Plan G in the last 4 or 5 years, you need to call me, okay? And or at least set up an appointment and let me see what we're looking at. So again, guaranteed issue. So the Plan N does not have a guaranteed issue component. Same health questions, underwriting. It does, again, it's much better claims experience, healthier people. There's people don't use their coverage as much with the Plan N because, again, there's a small doctor copay, but everything else is very similar, and we're going to go into that. So okay, guys, of those three plans, a quick look here. This is a chart. Up here it says rate increase by plan, December 2017 to September 2018. And the Plan F's orange, the Plan G is yellow, and the N is a darker shade. So this is a 2017 and 2018, December to all the way to September 2018. So let's look here. What you're looking at is the Plan F. Look at those rate increases just in the last, from 2017 to 2018. Wow, California, 14%. So all these different states, Georgia up over 8%, just in that short amount of time. These are the rate increases, guys. So it's bad, I know. And that's why for years we sold only the Plan G. I haven't sold a Plan F I don't know, since 2013. I think I've sold one because that's all they wanted. So as you can see, already the F is just skyrocketing. So now what we have to do, we're going to look at the Plan G. And the Plan G rates have been better over the last 6 years because they haven't had the guaranteed issue component. So if we look here, yes, the G is better than the F, but not by much anymore, okay? So what we're looking at is the G and the F. Now just think, in 2020, in a few more months, January 1st, Plan G is going to have to take on guaranteed issue people. They're going to have to take on people they don't want to take on, the insurance companies. So the Plan G, you're going to see rate increases more similar to Plan F over the last few years. Now look at the dramatic change in rate history with these Plan Ns. I mean, amazing. If you look here, very consistent, very low, very stable. And the nice thing is they do not have to take on the guaranteed issue mystery, the risk, the uncertainty of taking on people that get their coverage dropped or that lose a Medicare Advantage plan and they're sick. So this is already being factored into the Plan G. So you are going to see some rate increases. The Plan N, solid. They're never going to have to take on guaranteed issue risk. And that's a good thing. And also the Plan N has much stronger claims experience than the Plan F, which is obviously first dollar coverage, and the Plan G, which is just that little Part B 185 deductible. The Plan N does have a small copay between $0 and $20 for a doctor's visit. Plan N is about 30% less in premium than the Plan G. And okay, guys, so this is a better way to look at the rate increase chart, much better way to look at it. So if you look here on the very bottom is the Plan N. Now, do you see where all that's just, it flat lines right there? Those are examples of no 0% increase during this time, all right? So much more, look at this, up here, 0, 0, 0. So if you can see the N is far more stable than the F. If you look at the rate increases, it's gone from 0 up to 4%. That's what Plan G used to be, all right? Look at that 0 right there. So if you look at these differences, we're seeing, 9.2% rate increases between 2017, 2018. Plan G 6.1%, and look at the Plan N, 2.6%. Now, what you got to remember is the Plan G is creeping up more than it was. We first had Plan G. We were telling everybody to get the Plan G over the last 8 years because it was similar to what the Plan N is now, 2%, 3% rate increases. But again, it's these 6.1% is going to be more like 9.2% for the simple reason the anticipation of the Plan G absorbing the guaranteed issue business starting in January 2020. And the Plan N is the purpose of the video of what I'm doing today. So that if you're going to stick on Medicare and you're going to have a Medicare supplement plan, you need to look long-term rather than what you're paying now. This is critical because your health determines in most states whether you can get on the best plan for the long term riding into Medicare. So let's look at the law real quick, and I'll show you how this may or may not affect you. Section 1, page 1, paragraph 1. What is the NAIC? That's the National Association of Insurance Commissioners Medigap model being revised. The answer is a new federal law was passed April 16th of 2015, known as MACRA. And MACRA makes changes to Medigap policies that cover the Part B deductibles for newly eligible Medicare beneficiaries on or after January 2020. Far too many agents are misleading consumers right now, letting them think the Plan A is going away as of January 1st, 2020, and that's simply not true. That's not the case. It's not going away. If you have it, or if you could have purchased it prior to January 1, 2020, let's say you're on Medicare the day before January 2020, you can always purchase Plan F anytime you decide to. It's only for new Medicare beneficiaries that start on Medicare, their Medicare eligibility on or after January 1st, 2020. So Plan C and Plan F cannot be sold to newly eligible people that are going on Medicare. Let's skip down to page 6, number 22. What changes are being made to guarantee issue requirements? That is the golden nugget. All the people that are losing their group coverage, losing their Medicare Advantage plan, people that are losing their COBRA, their individual coverage, for whatever reason, these insurance companies are going to have to take them into the Plan G. So consequently, just like with the Plan F, they experience much worse claims than the other plans who either had people that were turning 65 brand new to Medicare, or they had to qualify by answering healthy questions. That's the people they want. People in guarantee issue are people they don't want, but the law says they have to take them. So this is why it's important. Number 22, since two of their current guaranteed issue plans, C and F, will no longer be available for newly Medicare beneficiaries on or after January 1st, 2020, plans D and G are going to become the new guaranteed issue plans. So let me repeat that again. Since two of the current guaranteed issue plans, plans C and F, will no longer be available for newly eligible Medicare beneficiaries on or after January 1st, 2020, plans D and G become two of the guaranteed issue plans for these individuals. Current enrollees can remain with or buy plans C and F, and individuals who do not fall within the definition of newly eligible Medicare beneficiary will still be able to purchase the Plan C and the Plan F. But guys, the big thing here is that the Plan G, most individuals, the Plan G is the most popular plan today. As of today, it is the most popular plan. They're going to have to start accepting guaranteed issue people starting in 2020. We've known this since 2015, so consequently, the rates are already starting to reflect the fact that the Plan G is going to absorb this extra responsibility of having to cover the guaranteed issue people that today are accepted over to the Plan F. But Plan F can't be sold with those people anymore after that time, after the first of the year. What is the Plan N exactly? What is it? Well, let's take a look. Pretty simple. You have three parts to it. You have the deductible, the Part B deductible. They want you to pay that. That's going to be consistent with all the plans going forward that you can get after January 1st of 2020. These newly eligible people are all going to have to pay the Part B deductible. As of 2019, it's $185. $185 is the Part B deductible. And then as far as the hospital, all your hospital's paid. That's Part A. You're still going to have to pay. You're not going to pay a dime when you go into the hospital and have surgery. As long as they accept Medicare, you're good to go with the G or the F or the N. And we're talking the Part B deductible, again, it's $185. It may change in the future. The other pays 100% of all Part B, everything that's outside of the hospital. Your Plan N pays it all. The only thing is you got a copay of up to $20 when you go to see your doctor. And if you go to the emergency room, that's a $50 copay. There is one more thing called excess charges. And excess charges are, most doctors accept Medicare assignment. That's the simple truth. Somewhere between 94 and 97% of doctors in general will accept Medicare as payment in full. So you would be getting the 80% paid for by Medicare. Your supplement's going to pay the other 20%. And there are some providers, typically specialists, who don't accept Medicare as payment in full, but they'll bill Medicare for that. And that does create a gap of excess charges in which the Plan F and the G will pay for your excess charges. But the Plan N does not pay for that. And there are many states like Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, Vermont, Colorado, Pennsylvania, that they banned excess charges. They are not allowed in those states to have any kind of excess charges. It's as simple. All you got to do is take it into consideration. But really, what it comes down to, Aetna did a recent study. It only affects 4% of the providers, typically specialists. So with the Plan N, to recap, you've got up to a $20 copay, the doctor, $50 copay for the emergency room, and you're exposed to excess charges if your doctor doesn't accept Medicare assignment. And there's an easy way to check that. You go to medicare.gov, and then you just go straight down to find doctors and providers. Click on it, type the doctor's name in and the state he's at, and it'll say, and there you go, accepts Medicare approved payments. All right, so, or just ask them, but just check on the site. It's not a big deal at all. Or call me. That's what I'm here for. So feel good knowing that your doctor, without worrying about excess charges. All right, if you're coming from an employer plan where you had maybe a massive deductible or even an individual plan with a huge deductible or lots of copays, consider Plan N. It's only a $183 deductible, an annual $183 deductible. That's it. That's very small. And then a very small copay when you go to see a doctor or when you go to the emergency room. But as I alluded to earlier, once people have a little bit of skin in the game and they have copays, they're not going to utilize the services that as much. All right. So when can you sign up for a plan? Let's say you're on Plan F. You're on Plan F right now or Plan G, and you want to switch to the Plan N. Basically, as long as you can pass underwriting, there's a few states like New York, Washington, Vermont that basically there's no underwriting. You can just go from one plan to the other. But for the rest of the country, there's some health questions, some simple health questions that you have. They're going to ask you, do you use a walker, a cane, or a wheelchair? All right. Have you recently had a heart attack, stroke, or cancer? All right. That's a knockout answer if you have yes to that. Are you combating any chronic illnesses like diabetes with excessive complications or COPD with multiple use of inhalers? Things like that are going to make it tougher, but the benefit of being an independent agent is that we have a lot of companies to choose from. We know which companies will accept you and what companies won't based on your health conditions. So I want to encourage you to move on this before something possibly happens with your health and you can't otherwise qualify. If you don't know if you can qualify or not, call me. And it's not hard to get approved. Just give us a call. We'll run through the health questions. We'll type in your zip code. We'll see exactly which companies are available for you to consider, and we can show you the savings right now so you can save money today, but more importantly, over the long term, over the next 10, 15 years, that's where my clients are going to profit the most. All right? 10, 15, 20, 25 years from now, in the future, it could be a train wreck with your rates. Especially if you're on a fixed income, that's why I'm telling you about it right now. You don't want to be in the Plan G in 10 years. And at least I feel good. My conscience feels good knowing that I told you about this, and I will always get you the best plan. They're already anticipating on MACRA, the guaranteed issue in Plan G. It's already happening, folks. It's been happening. Get out now while you can. We'll give you the best advice. We'll go through all your options that you can do. And you know what? If I'd been your agent over the last 10 years, you would have been out of the Plan F back in 2014. I've written one Plan F because the guy just said that's what he wanted out of thousands. So if you're going to go over changing plans, we can look at a lot of good companies to choose from, A-rated. I don't choose fly-by-night companies I haven't heard of that just started yesterday with no insured lives. I'm just simply not going to go for a real low rate with a company that I just don't know enough about. I'll show you companies like Cigna, Aetna, Manhattan Life, Transamerica, companies that have been around a long time, that have strength and security, and I'm doing my fiduciary responsibility by putting you in the best plan. Companies choose from. We know what companies will accept you, what companies won't, based on your health condition. So I want to encourage you to move on this before something possibly happens with your health and you could not otherwise qualify. If you don't know if you can qualify or not, call us. It's easy to get approved. Just give us a call. We'll run through the possible health questions with your zip code, tobacco, non-tobacco. We'll see which companies are available for you to consider, and then we can show you the savings right now, but more importantly, down the road. Savings, it's a long-term game. Most of my clients are with me on Medicare. Most of these folks are going to be with me for 25 years, 10, 15, 25 years on Medicare. So we know that there's going to be a train wreck on your rates with certain plans. We know it's going to significantly cut in your fixed income, and we can take care of this and see that train wreck coming. We've got the data now that proves what I'm saying is true. Already companies are getting ready. They're anticipating January 2020. Macro takes full effect, and their guaranteed issue business has to drop on Plan G. So if you own Plan G, get out now is the best advice I can give you. Let's go over your plan options. With somebody independent like myself, check the video out. I'm going to have more videos on YouTube. You can go to www.seniorlifemutual.com, my new website, and get a free quote yourself. All right? Just type in your zip code. It'll spit out all the options on seniorlifemutual.com. And I've got all the companies on that quote engine. You just type in your zip code and your name, and you got a free quote with all the different companies. There's like 15 of them that'll pop up. You can look at them by credit rate. I'm supposed to be looking out for you. I want to give you the benefit of that advice, knowing the history of the companies, working with them for over a decade. I know which companies pay their claims, which don't, which companies answer the phone and which don't, which companies are great with customer service or quick at paying claims, or have a strong financial backing. All right? I mean, it's important to have someone on your side to work with you if something goes wrong and a claim isn't paid. My girlfriend's a disability attorney. She's helped a lot of my clients get money back when they've been wronged, even with their Part D prescription drug plans. I'm going to give you all the information you need to make an informed decision. And the beauty is you pay me nothing. It's just like home insurance or car insurance. It's built in. Whether you go direct to Humana or you go through me, it's the same monthly premium. Why not get my expertise? Why not help me? Let me help you pick a prescription drug plan based on the drugs you take. Why not let my girlfriend and I and our support staff help you with any legalities that might come up? All right? So it's the same rate, same plans, except if you go direct, you got no agent to help you. So you might as well go with someone who's a health advocate, who's helped people from low fixed incomes that get Medicaid to folks here in Hilton Head, South Carolina that, might need help with Plan F to the Plan N switch, all right? So we're here for you. We're on your side. We work with the insurance companies. We don't work for them. But give me a call at 843-227-6725. And I'd love you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to try to do a video a day for the next 90 days. And it should be fun, all right? You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.